Well, hello there. Welcome to another edition of the afternoon Nuala show. Coming to you again from the lovely office. It's beautiful out here. There's all kinds of trees. I can see maple, oak, and birch. Nice leafy, everything's nice breeze. It's been great weather. So I figured what the heck, I'll do a third video. Hopefully this takes. I defragged the drive and threw some stuff off it. 'Cause I tried yesterday and it kept freezing up. Either that or it's me. Maybe I like cracked the lens or something. You know, stranger things have happened, baby. Well, anyway, yesterday was awesome. Like totally awesome. I didn't get much sleep the night for Friday night into Saturday at all. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes, I think it was. Tossing and turning in anticipation, and I really wasn't tired. It was just enough to refresh me, and I got up Saturday morning early and got myself ready early, and about 7:15, Lorelei showed up with Elcha, and off we went to Gardner Hay, and we went to the Gardner Ale House, got in line. No, we didn't have to wait too long. Good grief. They open it up at 8 a.m. for the. It's an annual Solstice um, beer breakfast. So uh, we've been going for a number of years. I think we missed like 1 year. But the deal is, if you're one of the first 75, you get a commemorative glass uh, with the date and everything. And I've got the whole set. You know, it's a nice Pilsner glass, nice quality Pilsner glass. And talking with a few people, and the owner Rick, came down, taking photos, said hi. So if they when they post the photos, you might see yours truly in the photos, with little Helen and Lorelei. And finally 8 o'clock, and in we go. And we get the little ticket for the glasses and the free drink, and um, sat down. So we ordered one orange hef, which is like I said, I have to like it's like Hefenheiser or something. It's a type of brew with orange, so it's like a beer mimosa. And the other one, they went with a mocha porter. Smekuya, baby. Oh, good stuff. Let me tell you. We had that. I entertained Helen with sugar packets. We were doing little building blocks. I'd put a sugar packet down and tap it, and then put another one crossways and tap it. And she thought that was funny as hell. So then I would give her, and she would build a little thing. So then we would take and switch, and we'd hand each other the thing and build a new one. And that. So we did that, and she was getting a kick out of it. And Lorelei went up and got 2 plates for them. Um, came back, and then Helen went around to the other chair. Which was four chairs because we were waiting on Rosie. So she started having some breakfast, and I got mixed up. I somehow thought that it was up the next section. So I go up there and I grab a plate off the stack, and I'm going down, and they're cooking and everything. And I'm in the kitchen, and I'm thinking, like, I don't see any food out. I'm like, what is it? They haven't even got it out yet. And then I look down the next section, and I see people just eating, and I'm like, and I look, and the section we were in, we were over by the windows, And down the far end, there's the people in line. So I go down there thinking that there's like a couple of people in line. And the line goes all the way down into the first section, the bar section, almost to the door. So I go and get in line. I'm like, well, that explains what took Lorelei so long. I thought she was just trying to decide on food. So I got in line. I waited till I got up there, and they had breakfast pizza, breakfast burritos, bacon, sausage, hash browns, biscuits and sausage gravy, um, scrambled eggs, eggs Benedict with hollandaise. You name it, they had it. Anything you can think of breakfasty, ranging from, like your real truck stop diner fare up to, like something, like a sort of brunchy breakfast, you know. So I got a nice big plate of, a wide variety of stuff. And strolled back to the table and enjoyed that. And Helen came around, and we got our little, the little page with the little coloring page, the crayons too. And so she was doing that, and then she decided to like run. And then like Rosie came over and saw me at the table and came over and we hugged and she went to get some food and Helen spotted her and like bolted from Lorelei because Lorelei freaked out. She's in line, getting stuff or whatever, and all of a sudden Helen just like, well, it turned out she had spotted Rosie, so she came over and jumped up in Rosie's arms, and that she's like, Auntie Rosie, which she was talking about the day before when we took the walk. She was like, Auntie Rosie. So then she was like back and forth. Like Rosie went up to get food, and Helen would like run to Rosie and then run back to us, and then run to Rosie. She wasn't disturbing any. It wasn't like an obnoxious kid because this is like it's like very casual, and there's like a lot of people, and it's a high volume of chattering, and a lot of people bring kids and everything. So it wasn't like a bunch of diners like in suits and dresses like going like, oh, that kid's obnoxious, you know. And she's not. She just ran and come back. She wasn't like knocking stuff over or anything. So it was great. So we did, and then I got a little more just to finish off what I had. And um, after we had the brews, I'm like, I just feel like something cold and refreshing, like the brew. It's like I don't know how to put it, but I wanted something like a juicy drink. So we got mimosas and that. That was great. And had a real nice breakfast. And of course, I get to see both daughters and my granddaughter Helen, and have good food. And the owner is nice, to say hi to him. And you see a bunch of happy people. I'm always surprised I don't run into a lot of people that I know that live in Gardner or are from Gardner or that I used to work with in Gardner. Never see anybody I know. Yeah, strangest thing. It's like when I left high school. I left high school the day I walked off of Crocker Field with my diploma, and I think in the next 50 years until I went back for the 35th reunion, I had seen like maybe two former classmates over the years. Shop the same stores, different times and everything in town, and that never saw any ever when I left. So most of my friends during high school weren't exactly kids I was in high school with per se, and the ones I was went off to colleges mostly and things. So I just never saw them after that. It's like wow. Um, and even now, I'm on the thing classmates thing for the thing, and I'm on there, and I got a page up and everything with a bunch of updates and stuff like that. And every once in a while, somebody will hit the page and just look. Nobody ever drops a note or says hi Nuala or anything. Get a lot of upperclassmen, guys, you know, coming looking at the page. I'm like, they're probably thinking like, oh wow, yeah, I remember her sitting in front of me in geometry or something. It's like, I don't think so, honey, but good try. So I don't even know where I was going with it. Oh, that I didn't see people from Gadna. Anyway, so we left there, and Lorelei and Rosie were going to go. Both wanted to rest. Everybody was like, we were all tired because we had been up late, got up early. Everybody had had a busy day the day before. Rosie ran in a 5K race, Run for the Beer, which is through the ale house as well. So we got her Run for the Beer class. Um, and so forth. And so we said, well, all right, so we're going to go through Fitchburg. And we went by the farm stand, old mill number 3. It's along the Nashua in West Fitchburg, where the old number 3 mill was for the old Crocker Burbank company. This was three major paper companies between Twin Cities, Fitchburg, Leominster. Right, Mead and Leominster, which is where my dad worked when I was a kid. He was a lab tech at Mead and Leominster. Prior to that, he had worked for Crocker Burbank. All my uncles worked for Crocker Burbank. My maternal grandfather worked for Crocker Burbank. He died in one of the mills, in fact, for the old Crocker Burbank paper company. And I worked in a whole bunch of them doing security in later years for 2 different companies. Initially for W.J. Burns Detective Agency out of New York. Um, Back when I was in college and first got married, and in later years for R.J. Pauley Security. I had a gig at one of the mills. The guy's like, "We'll train you on the mill." I'm like, "I know that mill like the back of my hand." They hadn't moved anything in like 100 years in it, except to pull some of the machinery out. So I'm like, I know that mill. Like I could do it blindfolded. Anyway, so anyway, so number 3. You see, this is the thing about being Irish, and I digress. I'm a storyteller by nature, so the story expands, and that, which is an old Irish Celtic tradition too. They didn't just say like, all right, here was a battle, these were the people, this was the date and time, this is who won. They would go like in the first line of battle was uh, uh, you know Seamus O'Toole, and they would give his life history, and then the next guy, and the next guy before they even started telling you about the battle. So that's same thing, same principle. So we go to the farm stand, and I got this great like leafy lettuce. Lorelei scooped me some leafy lettuce and a couple of nice farm fresh cukes. And I'm like, oh yeah. Then we went to the market, and I had sour cream, so I got a little bucket of just pure crumbled blue cheese and uh, a new jar of mayo because I had run out of the old mayo. Mayo is handy. I go through a lot of mayonnaise. I get the real deal, real pure mayonnaise with nothing in it, just the pure mayonnaise, fresh, and it goes. So I make mayonnaise cakes, salads, different things. Tuna salad, and so you're using mayonnaise. So I got all that stuff and some other basics, and eggs and um, Q-tips because I'm always looking. Because Q-tips, I mean, not just for your ears, but for makeup, like touching up your makeup and stuff, and cleaning your keyboard. on your computer and all that stuff, you can use some Q-tips for things. They're really handy. And a few other cooking things. A dozen eggs. I needed eggs because I make eggs for breakfast. And then I have like make cakes or something else. You need an egg. Make a dough. You need an egg. Make a crust. You need an egg. Make a lasagna. You need an egg. A meatloaf. You need an egg. So always the eggs. And a few other odds and ends I got. So that was nice. So we did the shop and we did a couple other things. And we went to get a drink. I got a diet soda. That's the thing. Because we had gotten you know, we had like coffee and the other stuff for breakfast. So I just wanted a diet soda to quench my thirst. And we got Helen an orange juice, a little orange juice. So while Lorelai ran in, I was in the car with Helen, and we were having a riot. She had the little beer, and I would make it fly over the. I make it peek from like behind the driver's seat, because she sits right behind the driver. So I make it peek on both sides, and it makes a little, like yep, and then I make it come over the top, and then I tap it, and it flies over like lands on her. She gets the biggest kick out of that. So we had a good time. And I came home, relaxed, chilled, defragged this stupid thing because I was going to do a video yesterday, which is why I have no makeup on today. Unlike yesterday when I was, looking pretty nice. I had the nice top on and everything, and today I'm just like roadkill. No apologies, no regrets, honey. I'm 60 years old and I'm living authentically. If you don't like it, there's an off button. Use the back button in your browser, as they say. So, I figured I'd do another. I love doing these videos because I don't think I've said anything important in all the time that I've been doing them. But, said I'll do another one. So today I've been mostly on Facebook. I was kind of like, I got up early because I thought I was going to have to babysit for Helen, but they had a slight change of plans. My granddaughter Annabelle went to the beach with one of her other grams. So that left room in the car. So then Lorelai and Helen went. With Zach and Donald and so forth, and more family. They went to Higgins Armory Museum, which is closing, which is sad. But the good thing is Worcester Art Museum is taking all their exhibits, so they're not being pushed to the wayside that way. But the building apparently was too much maintenance to heat and cool. It's a beautiful building. It was built, I think, in the 20s, if I recall. It was, or maybe earlier. It was originally I think it was a manufacturing thing. It was the first all glass and steel building, so it's a historical landmark. Very beautiful building, but being all steel and glass and built like in the beginning of the last century, I can understand why it's difficult to maintain and heat. So sadly, they're closing it. So they get a chance to go. So there's been pictures coming back because she's got my phone and camera. So there's been pictures coming back of the kids and them and the exhibits and everything. So I've been following that, like little updates. So that's nice. A lot of my friends on today, blogging and talking and posting things. So that's been really cool. So I love seeing how all the my sisters and brothers are doing all over the world. And that. Speaking of brothers, I heard from my brother the other day too. He sent a nice little note. Uh, Normally he's not all that talkative on the email. I'll write 5 pages and get back a couple sentences. But when we get together, he'll talk and talk and talk too. He's as bad as me. But this time he wrote quite a bit, so I was kind of happy. We talked about a lot of stuff. One of the themes today was fathers, because Father's Day was not that long ago, and some of us were fathers. Our fathers. And we all had fathers in some sense of the word, whether it was stepdad or a real dad, stepdad or yeah, no, hit me for that one, please. Stepdad or a genetic dad is what I meant to say. So even I screw up sometimes. But so the topic has been fathers. A lot of the topic has been fathers, and I truly wish today that my dad is still alive and my mom, so they could see that I'm happy finally and get to meet me, the real me. That my mom knew. My dad kind of denied it all the time, but he knew I was different. You know, he just didn't know how different. It was quite different. Um, and I think too, in view of the opportunities he had, he thought I could have more opportunities, and probably thought I could do the things he hadn't been able to do, that he had wished he would have been able to do. So he couldn't quite comprehend why I wasn't drawn to, seeking out the things that he had missed the opportunities for. Um, he was happy that I went to college uh, because he had had an opportunity under the GI Bill, but things were different back then, and he was a working class background. He was certainly intelligent enough. Um, a lot of the family, my maternal uncle Frank, was certainly intelligent enough. My mother was, intelligent enough. They could have all gone to universities, but um, such were the times. And they were married, and um, pretty much just working to keep the family going. So I'm at 23 minutes. So I'm gonna call this one, and I'll post it. And again, I apologize for my faux pas on the dads. Sometimes, even though we try to avoid, cliches, they're still like stuck in here, and we have to work to remove them. So again, I apologize for that. Because any dad who raises you is your real dad, regardless of whether there's biology there or not. As long as there's love there, they're your real dad. And anyway, we're running over time. I'm going to say ciao for now. We will see you next video. Bye bye.